Blackboard Collaborate for external sessions. So sometimes you may need to use Blackboard Collaborate for maybe not necessarily a course-specific function, but maybe a team meeting or something for your department or something like that, and you're looking to use the Collaborate tool to function very similar to something like Skype or GoToMeeting or a conference call. So let me show you how to set that up. The basic setup for that is you're going to need to create a session somewhere. Now I would recommend separating this from your courses, and you can use your development course is a great place to do this inside of, or if you're a member of an organization, you can do it inside of there. In this case, I'm just going to go ahead and use my development course. I'm going to pop inside of here, and we're going to do a very quick basic setup just to get you going. And what you would want to do is have a content area that you can have these links to. And so what you're going to want to do is set up a content area, and you can come up here and you can add a content area, and we're going to call this meetings. And it really doesn't matter if it's available to users or not, since we're just using this for an external purpose. So we're going to go ahead and go inside of meetings, and inside of here we're going to go up to tools, and we're going to go down to Blackboard Collaborate. From here we want to create that session that we're going to be using, so we're going to click on create a session. And maybe this is something that we want to happen maybe next Tuesday, and 1:45 is fine, and it's going to go ahead and conclude that same day. I'm going to give it an hour from about 1:45 to 2:45 p.m. It's not going to repeat. This is going to be a one-time thing, but if I want it to be reoccurring, I can set that up. I'm going to go ahead and allow entry of 15 minutes early. For the most part, we're going to leave everything default unless you see a real reason to change it. Session type, we're going to leave this alone since we're doing an external type of meeting. The teleconference option, this is one that we're going to want to change to use the built-in. This will allow people to call into it if they need to. Next, we're going to go and we're going to take a look at room attributes. So is it going to be recording? We're going to leave that to manual. And the number of simultaneous talkers can be anywhere from 1 to 6. That's your discretion. Same thing with the number of max cameras, 1 to 6, and that's really up to you. If you want to choose to have private messaging, if you want to be able to view that as the moderator, you can enable that. I would recommend leaving the all permissions off, hand mode off, unless you want to see when somebody comes in. If you select this on, it'll give you a little hand raise indicator that somebody has come in. Next, allow in-session invitations. Should the moderator be allowed to invite other people? I recommend go ahead and turning that on, just in case there's someone else you need to invite while you're inside of the session itself. If you're recording it, do you want to hide the names? That's your discretion. You can go ahead and toggle that. And if you need to preload any content, you can do that right here by browsing My Computer for Content. Next, we don't need to do any grade center integration, and let's look at roles. If we want everyone to come in to be just a participant, not have all the master tools involved, leave it as the default. If you want everyone to join as a moderator, and this means they have full access, then you want to select the second option. Be very, very careful with this option, however. And then finally, you can assign access to specific participants, but if you're using this for outside, most of the users won't necessarily be ones that you can assign roles to. So you really have to decide between these two. I'm going to go ahead and leave it as default as participants, and then I'm going to save. Oh, and I guess one thing I should talk about, which I didn't, is that I didn't give that session a name here. So we can give it a name. Anything we would, I don't know, our meeting. So you can give it any kind of name that you want. So that's pretty important. It doesn't have to be that default that was up there. You can change the session name to anything that you would like. So right here I've gone up and I've created a session called Our Meeting. Right here, there it is, Our Meeting. And now what I need to do is invite these external folks to this session. So what I'll do is I'll click this action link item and allow guests. So again, action link item, allow guests, and this is where I can come in. I need to enable guests, turn that on, and I can either cut and paste this into an email and shoot this out to everyone that I want to have this, or I can invite individual users right here by putting in their email address. We'll just use mine, and then add them, and they'll all appear in here. And then we'll click send the invitation, and they'll get an email that looks something like this, except it'll say our meeting room or whatever you have. And when they give that link a click, they're going to pull right into the room. It's going to look something very similar to this. They click launch, and then they get in. So that's the basic setup for how to set up and structure a session with Collaborate to use just like GoToMeeting or Skype or any of those external products. And they don't necessarily, the folks invited don't necessarily need to be enrolled in your course, and you can use the demo course just as a place to house that session. Hope this helps, and if you need additional support, you can look at the tutorials about how to moderate and how to participate in a Collaborate session. Hope this helps. Thanks.